Well, Cara, this is my sister Oya right here.
And then I always shift right this way. Now, as we walk into the kingdom, I must stress it's much like walking into our living room. We are a very communal community, and basically all that means is all of my business is your business, and all of your business has in turn become mine. In 1971, when this place was established, we're in swampland. Just like the bush look out there, this is how this entire area looked. We love our founding members because this here is our Elay Afri. In 1971, this was used as the heartbeat of the community. We had many small shops. We're very big on gender laws and things of that sort, so this is the area in which our youth could schmingle mingle. Now, this space is used for guest lounging, extended stays, or what have you. Here we have our Oyo Horsemen. Now this structure is our theater, our classroom, our dance hall. You can figure out who shot John, all in the Oyo Horsemen. Now you must remember it was a very revolutionary time when the movement was inserted in 1968. It actually went alongside the Civil Rights Movement. The only difference between the cultural restitution movement was it wasn't televised. Now, our Oyo Horsemen, technically, 1971 was one of the first two-story structures in the Beaufort County. Spit it out. Here we have our IKAC. We do have a documentary out. It's called Bigger Than Africa. It does go into the Yoruba understanding here, Brazil, Cuba, as well as the motherland. I encourage you to check it out. It's right on Netflix. But these are other festivals that we are getting ready to host, as well as we are a community that participates in IFA. So we have our weekly divinations, our yearly divinations. I love to say they just like our medicine cards to know what energies to work with and energies to avoid. Right this minute. Here we have imagery of our founder, Osejumen Adolfo. Now this entity was born in 1928 and transcended in 2005. Osejumen was born in Detroit, baptized into Christianity at the age of 7. He left this understanding completely by the age of 14. In 1954, he traveled over into Haiti, and this is where his spirituality began to peak. He began to study and practice voodoo, but he was also introduced to a gungun. If you will look right behind you, we do have a picture of a gungun in full masquerade, and what that would represent are our ancient clans, again, on our mother and father sides, but these are the energies that propel us in the unseen. Now, this was keen for Osejumen because it propelled him to go over into Cuba. Now, in Cuba, I must share that the practice of Ifa, Ashe, ancestor worship is secret and sacred. If you're not a part of the bloodline, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting let in on the rites of passages. Now, Osejumen was amongst one of the first 2 outsiders, meaning not born in Cuba, that was initiated the rites of Abatala. Upon his initiation, he was asked not to bring the understanding back to North America, but because he was so saturated in segregation as well as slavery, he indeed went against what he was asked. The cultural restitution movement actually started in Harlem, New York, 1968. What did it look like? The parade in the streets again of the African dashiki, the teaching of the Yoruba languages, the reasons why we braid or do our hair certain ways, basic one-on-one into the essence that was removed from us in our transition. We love Osejumen because this was a personified year of a man. And I only say it like that because he participated in all customs and traditions, which just means him had a whole bunch of wives and in turn a bunch of children, which lead us to our king now. Here we have a big ass. Here we have KVAC, formerly known as His Royal Majesty Oba Ade Juekbe Alafumi II. Now we love KVAC because he decided to walk in destiny. Upon the departure of his father in 2005, he left his rock star life and decided to sit on the throne. We give thanks for this essence because it has ensured that our school has been here for 53 years in this location. But what is Oyotunji? Oyotunji is indeed a school for priests and priestesses to come and see us on this side of the water, going through the priesthood. You can get the sacred literature, the sacred implements, the sacred teachings, as well as the sacred know-how. We love the kingdom because it eliminates those language barriers, and I'm a firm believer of like energies attract, and the gate is right there for us. We love Osejumen as well as KVAC because Osejumen said that we were people placed under cultural amnesia. And what that means, if you walk it all the way down, removed from your root chakra or removed from those things that you can't see, touch, and feel. We love spirituality because it's a feeling-based reality. And Osejumen and these royal clans help us reconnect back to that. Right we have made it to our first town, Orisha. Here we have Eshu, also known as Olegba, the gatekeeper, the holder of all the crossroads. Now, Eshu's number is 3. Colors are red as well as black. We're taught if you stop and you greet Eshu, then the way is open from the north to south to east to west. Now, this energy is very predominant in Yoruba land. Every single African Orisha, they have their own Eshu. Us both, as spiritualists, we would have our own Eshu. Let me tell you, in my life, Eshu's my best friend, my money maker, keep the boogeyman away, all that. This is the only Orisha we don't die ballet to. And that means put our head to the floor. Eshu get his very own salute. First thing in my morning, sing my songs, prayers, whatever, bring coffee offerings, dap them up. The first part of that gesture is you shake your bone 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now, it can be fast, slow, long as it's shaking. Then you spin it out. 1, 2, 3. And then Funke is extra, so I always kick back with the right and walk it out. And with that simple gesture, I just send Eshu on in front of me to remove whatever Wahala's not supposed to be there, confusion, or what have you. Eshu is also known to be the Orisha that stands at the crossroads, that intent checker, that energy of say what your mouth mean and mean what your mouth saying. I'm an 80s baby. So we got the cartoons where they had the devil and the angel on the left and the right. That would more or less be that checker, as Eshu's energy is. Eshu's an energy that will rock with you when you've made a righteous decision. Or Eshu's that energy that will ride with you when you made an okay decision that was good for you, not necessarily the collective. Now, offerings to Eshu could be cookies, candies, palm oil, popcorn, OT, which would be any type of beverage, gin, alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Anything that you like, it's a great gift to give to Eshu. We acknowledge Eshu. He's an amazing energy because it's that up close and personal. Ashe, right this way. Now over here on the right, as you see, we got a whole lot going on. We do have one of our wonderful town gardens. Oyotunji is definitely an agricultural bidding community. We have 2 all-solar flats, pushing to make the main area solar. But you know, people like to flush them toilets, you know what I mean? But fun fact, we do composting, recycling, beautification of the community. We work with a lot of trade schools, elementary schools, which is how to grow. We are excited that for the past 2 years, we've used all composted dirt. Right this way. We are reaching our way. We are entering into the palace headquarters. The artwork that we have here was placed here by Osejaman. Indeed, we do love the structure lines and the stover work. It can be depicted in different places as far as Benin or in Nigeria. All of the totem, statue, artwork that you see can also be depicted there. We love our archways because archways represent a crossing over into a essence. Now, because this is the palace archway, this is where guests of the royal house would come. If they had meetings, diplomats, and things of this sort, they would rest here until one of the attendants would come and get them. Now, as we come into the Afin courtyard, which is our palace courtyard, we do have our state flags risen. We always keep them up to make sure that they are reminded that we are of a sovereign people. Now, the structure on the backside is our Road Academy. Now, again, this was our school. Now, it turned into more or less a safe haven. You gotta remember, it's 1970, boys. Slavery was over, but segregation was real. In saying that, it was safer inside of the gates versus outside of the gates. I love this courtyard because of all these big mamas that we have going around. What that would technically represent is the feminine essence that surrounds the crown. But as you can see, they're holding up that whole side of the building. These women also have those tribal marks, and those tribal marks would identify where they're from in Yoruba land, what societies they belong to, or what have you. Now, these particular totems on this side are over on our school because they would represent the Yemoja essence and the Eshu essence that carry the totem for the education aspect. We're very proud of our school because all of the students are predominant leaders in our community today, may they be medullas, priests, our police officers, administrative go-tos, or what have you. I would like to say the first couple of lines to our Yoruba pledge. It's me, Ashe, Kaki, Fafarashe. Imi, Kole, Kolu, Jujasi. Si, Oba, Tiba, Joba, Yoruba. What I just said is, I'm compelled by a spiritual force that I cannot resist. I swear my eternal allegiance to the will of the king as well as the Yoruba flag. What that represents to us as a people here is that submitting to the supreme being. May it be Olodumare, which is equivalent to God here for us, the supreme being, or your ancestors, or any other spirit guides to propel you on your destiny. We give light